Hey friends, Bible in a minute, and we're here in Ephesians chapter 3, looking at 14, 15, and 16. And Paul is about to introduce a topic, really the steps to maturity. How do you become a mature believer? And so he's going to address the first step right here in verse 16, But verse 14 and 15, he says, "For this reason I bend my knees before the Father, from whom every family in heaven and earth derives its name." Verse 16, "that he would grant you according to the riches, the wealth, the fullness, the abundance of his glory, to be strengthened with power through his Spirit in the inner self." So to be strengthened with power, that word power is the word dynamis. The Greek word here means force, it means miraculous or dynamic power, might, or strength. I have to do this backwards because the camera's inverted, but you get the point. This is where we get the word dynamite from, this Greek word dynamis. And so he's saying that God will strengthen you, that his prayer is that you will be strengthened with God's dynamic power through his Spirit, his Holy Spirit. Well, this is what Jesus told the disciples in Acts chapter 1. He said, "You will receive power after the Holy Spirit has come upon you." So the purpose of the Holy Spirit was to be empowered to do the things that God was calling us to do. Go into all the world and preach the gospel, make disciples of all nations, to preach the gospel in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the uttermost parts of the earth. That's in Acts chapter 1. And so the mission that God has given us requires us to have the Holy Spirit's power. And so he's saying that Paul is saying, I pray, I ask that God grant you that dynamic power, that dynamite, this miraculous power, so that you can do the things that God has called you to do. So the first step to maturity is to be empowered by the Holy Spirit. And so check that out. That's Ephesians chapter 3, 14 through 16.